What I want to see from Al Sharpton and from the Steve Harvey category is stop beating up on Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornel West for coming out against the president. Now, sometimes I agree they come out against the president too strong, and I'm going to deal with that too. But there are so many other issues that we as a community can be focused on than to be trying to focus so much on tearing down another black man because he's not agreeing with the president or perceiving him or have the same perception of him as we have. I support Barack Obama 100%, and I don't give a doggone what Tavis or Cornel West has to say about him. I'm going to look at him and I'm going to make decisions about him for myself. But at the same time, stop wasting media time on going after, and radio time on going after those two guys, Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornel West. If anything, compromise with them and talk with them and try to help them see things from your point of view. But stop being overcritical of them, just like they're being overcritical of the president. And I say that because they are influential. Just as Al Sharpton and Barack Obama and Steve Harvey is influential. And if we clash with them, if Al Sharpton and Steve Harvey continue to clash with Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornel West, there are going to be some folks who going to go Cornel West and Tavis Smiley's way, and then some folks going Al Sharpton and Steve Harvey's way, and of course folks like me who just gonna make my own decision anyway, because I got the God-given sense to do so. But you're gonna cause a schism and a divide in the black community, and then in the end it's gonna end up hurting the president that you love and care so much for more than it's gonna end up helping. Let me give you an example of that, and I'm gonna mention a guy. I got some notes. His name is Najee Ali, Najeeali, Najee Ali, or Najee Ali, however you pronounce his name. He's the director or something, I hope I'm getting this right, of the Project of Islamic Hope. And recently, he and his organization came out and said that they were going to do a march on Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornel West. Why in the world would you waste your foot time in the roads and all of that time to march on other black men? This is what I mean by the divide. This is what I mean by the divide. This is what I mean by the divide. You don't have time. That was my 2-year-old. I gotta go fix her some milk because her mama being mean to her right now. But anyway, I got a 2-year-old and a newborn, and I'm being casual. You know, I'm not trying to be all professional in the suit, tie, and all that. Now I can do the Clark Kent thing, and I can transform on you. But I found that you can reach people online a little better if you're genuine and you're just real casual with them. Y'all pray for us. Our house burnt down August 25th and everything. So anyway, I'm just here to make a statement. We don't need black leaders marching on other black leaders. I mean, Tavis and Cornel have both said they support Barack Obama. They just are being overcritical of him. But there's so many injustices going on in the world that it does not make sense for you to have a march on Tavis and Dr. Cornel West. Talk to the brothers, call them on the phone if y'all got each other's phone number. Continue to go back and forth with them over the radio airwaves and the internet and in the media and TV shows. But don't waste a time marching on them, and understand that it's not gonna do anything but just make it worse, and eventually cause a divide in the African American community. We don't need that. And let me tell you something in particular. In my notes, This guy Najee Ali wanted to march on Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornel West because they something was going on where supposedly and allegedly Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornel West are out looking for another candidate that could possibly challenge Barack Obama in the primaries. Don't believe it's gonna happen in a million years. But if it does, they would all be partly to blame for continuing the nonsense. You understand what I'm saying? We do not need a divide in the African American community. There are states right now that are passing unjust laws to try to slow down and stop people from voting and trying to mess up their voting rights. Go march on them. We got some states going after labor unions who don't want working class people to get a fair shake and a fair chance. Go march on them. But for God's sakes, don't go marching on Tavis Smiley and Cornel West. We don't need a divide in the African American community. Just being real. So, they did the poverty tour, got on the bus and went to some impoverished cities. Commend them for that. That was good on their part. Steve, commend them for it, and instead of talking about them for it. And I understand Steve Harvey is a comedian. He's trying to be funny a lot of times, so we understand that. And then Al Sharpton, I understood his issue when I saw him on my boy Ed. If you don't watch the Ed show, you need to watch the Ed show on MSNBC. When they got into it, and Sharpton was saying, well, when I was doing my marches against on Clinton and all of this, y'all wasn't showing up then, but now y'all got so much to say about a black president. I understand that argument too, but man, come on, let's just stay together on this thing. Let's talk to the brothers, try to help them see things from our perspective, and let's move on. Let's understand that they do have some valid points, because we got to look at the bigger picture. While we over here bickering, we only make up so much of the vote as African Americans anyway. But while we over here bickering, we got the racist Tea Party over there together. They already got them some folks in Congress like that, and they trying to shut down the whole government. They slowing down stuff up there. They making it harder on the man, President Barack Obama, making it harder on the Democratic Party, making it harder on citizens in America, period. So we don't have time for a divide. That's my statement to Al Sharpton and Steve Harvey. We love y'all. Man, y'all keep up the good work doing what y'all doing, but hey, help me out. We don't need a divide. We don't need a divide. Talk to Tavis, talk to Cornel. I know y'all weren't the ones who condoned the march, and so let me make that clear. But figuratively speaking, stop marching on them. Let's march on some other stuff, man, and we can continue talking to them, you know, and I believe Tavis and Cornel means well.
You so much for real. What about the children who ran away? They ain't coming